This is a tutorial on prepaid expenses. In the previous tutorial, we discussed the outstanding expenses. The prepaid expenses are just reverse of that, and we're going to discuss how prepaid expenses are treated and some other dynamics relating to it. So same setup, we have the store and you pay 10,000 a month for that financial year. Again, payment terms are same. You pay on April 1st and October 1st for next 6 months. The only thing which is different is that you pay additional rent. Again, let me draw the timeline to help you think through this better. So financial year 2015 and 16 is going on, and in 2015 you are on April 1st, and then there is October 1st in the same year, and in 2016 March 31st the financial year comes to an end, and then you have April 1st of the same year, but that is the next financial year. So what you do is you pay rent here and here for the next 6 months. So in this question, what is happening is during 15-16, on October 1st, you pay rent for 12 months. All right. So on October 1st, you are paying rent for equal to 10,000. 10,000 for 6 months for this financial year. However, you had idle cash, you had extra cash, and you paid for the next 6 months as well. That is what is different in this question. You, of course, paid here 10,000 into 6 months. So that is also done. So you have already paid 60,000 here, and here you paid 60,000 for this year, plus you paid 60,000 for the next year. So total 120,000. So in this financial year, you have actually paid 180,000. All right. Now the question is, in the final accounts, when you're preparing the profit and loss account, the balance sheet, how much amount should be shown as an expense, and what happens to this extra money that you have paid. So that's what we're going to discuss. So if again you go on cash basis, you will say, well, rent paid is equal to 180,000. You show it like this. However, we do accounting on accrual basis, which means whatever is due in that financial year. Now, in the previous tutorial where we were discussing outstanding expenses, the case was that you have not paid the expense for the financial year, and you say accrual basis says does not matter whether you have paid for it or not. If you have taken the benefit of the expense, show it as an expense. Now in this case, you have paid for the next year, not only this year, paid for the next year as well. The accrual basis still says please do not consider next year's expense as this year's expense, because the next year's expense has not become due. Again, accrual basis. So only show the amount which has become due in this year. So on accrual, following the accrual basis, the amount to be shown is going to be 120,000 only. So when you prepare the income statement, so let me prepare it here. When you prepare profit and loss account, you are going to show rent paid as 180,000, and then you are going to deduct from it the 60,000 which is for the next year, and actually you can only show 120,000 as the expense in the current year. Again, I'm invoking the matching principle, the accrual principle, that you cannot show the expense of the next year in this year. So this is prepaid rent that you are deducting. So less prepaid rent, and this is the actual expense that you show. In the balance sheet, on the other side, the balance sheet will show you the impact of the 60,000 that has been paid. You've paid for it, the cash has gone out, you have to do something about it. So if you have paid in advance, it is shown as the current asset. So in the balance sheet, under the current assets, you'll show an item called prepaid rent, and the amount is going to be 60,000, right? So that is the effect on the balance sheet. So any prepaid expenses for that matter are going to be treated like this. You have paid in advance, well, you can't show it as an expense for this year because the benefit of this expense will be realized in the next year, and that is when it should be shown as an expense. So this was discussion on prepaid expenses. We learned that prepaid expenses are shown as current asset in the balance sheet, and any prepaid expenses cannot be shown as an expense in the current financial year.